We're going to talk XLM price action along with some volume notes. And I'm going to share with you a resource so you can track the latest XLM moves. We're also going to talk about Binance being in trouble. And boy, are you a handful today, huh? We are. We're going to talk about Binance being in trouble. But remember, CZ kept telling everyone, hey, we're doing more and more business. Binance is good. What a liar. And we're starting to see some money pivot from crypto into AI. I've got an article to share with you that has to do with, yes, chasing the latest trend. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. That little puppy Vader is a handful, and his brother Luke is a pain in the butt as well, but I love it. Bitcoin sitting at 31,112. ETH 1965, market getting pulled up by the two big ones. XRP sitting at 48.8, while XLM still above 10.5 cents, sitting at 10.6, basically going sideways the last 24 hours. Now, remember all those times that CZ was like, yo, volume's good, Binance is good? Let me ask you a question. How does a crypto exchange make money? By trading, right? It's volume. They make money on every trade. They get some juicy, some goody action, right? So if trading volume is heavily down, they're not making as much. I mean, remember when everyone in the world was trading crypto and it was all over the place and we were sponsoring stadiums and sport teams and everyone's trading, I mean, and you heard it all over in the news and ticker symbols and all that stuff, right? It's just not as popular now. And CZ kept telling us, hey, don't worry, guys, Binance is in great shape. That's because CZ uses imagination. Binance spot trading volume dropped by 70% in Q2 2023, Keiko analysts say. Last 3 months have brought much pain to the cryptocurrency segment, seriously damaged by regulatory scrutiny and banking sphere collapse in the U.S. We're talking about layer 2 tokens also being the worst performers of the group. But let's get into some stuff here, all right? Let's take a look at this chart. As always, any article you see in this video, including my Twitter information, because I break some of these stories there faster because it's just easier to hit quote retweet and send it out, will be listed in the description below. Quarterly crypto trade volume, 25 centralized exchanges. You could see heavy decline. Majority of that had to do with banking issues. They've really kneecapped crypto in terms of liquidity and banking rails. And you've seen that with the Silicon Valley, Silvergate. And remember, they were blaming crypto, and then we got the news later. They were like, crypto really had nothing to do with this. This is just like really crappy run banks. So, but you could see heavy decline here. Now, this is the lowest the spot trading volume has been since 2020 Q4 when we were just getting out of the bear market of crypto. Crazy, isn't it? I mean, think of the volume difference. That's something. Miner pivots 38,000 GPUs from crypto to AI. Now, I bring this up, and this one here, this specifically has to do with someone that's gone from Ethereum mining to now AI stuff. And I get Ethereum's done something totally different, proof of work, proof of stake. That we all understand that's old news. My point, though, is there are some people that are going to be taking money and resources, venture capital companies included, out of crypto and putting it into AI. NVIDIA recently just gave some really good guidance on their company saying, hey, we've got massive AI growth potential here. We can make chips and cards and everything, right? And because of that, their stock is freaking out high. I mean, rocket ship to the moon, right? So with NVIDIA, that took a lot of money out of tech. Well, it took a lot of money out of crypto. It took a lot of money out of fintech. And that's why I wanted to bring this story up here to show you that you're seeing that the pivoting miners, all right, that the miners, the industry themselves are pivoting. Not everyone's been able to make the money, even though we see Bitcoin now sitting at 31,000, more miners are making money. The story I always give an example of was Ethereum miners. But I have seen some Bitcoin miners already pivot as well. I was reading a story for fun over the weekend, and it had to do with miners and their holdings. And one of the quotes in there was a guy saying, hey, we basically have to sell Bitcoin as soon as we get it because you know what, we have nothing left. We spent it all as Bitcoin was just down because we were losing money to mine. And the guy was talking about how, he was thinking, hey, I'm going to probably put more money into AI, more development into AI. Maybe I might even pivot my whole business model to there. And what he was citing was clear regulations and the lack of volatility. I just thought that was interesting. So when I saw this story, I was like, you know what? Let me share it with you, the viewer. And by the way, thank you for viewing, both new viewers and old. All right, we're going to talk XLM price action. Two lines up on the screen. Top line, price FTX. Bottom line, 10 cents. You can see we are under the FTX price time right now. I bring this up because that is when the market was like the worst. Places were closing. I mean, everyone was afraid of liquidation. Scam Bankman-Fried was doing his stupid stuff and cleaning out wallets. It was a mess, right? And when we look at the crypto market, we've seen so many cryptos. Bitcoin specifically rallied 83% since their lows. And I believe that's for just this year in context time frame wise. But you're seeing a lot of cryptos out there rallying big time compared to their lows. Bitcoin has certainly clawed its way back from FTX time. XRP has clawed its way back from FTX time. But we're still waiting for XLM to do the same. Now, this recent move, though, is a little different. And the reason this recent move is a little different is we're seeing this not synced up with other cryptos. When we look at the previous move right here, this previous move right here was heavily synced up with XRP pumping news. This move right here, same thing. That was when they had the summary judgment news and people were like, whoa, summary judgment, this is good for all of crypto. This move here, very different. And what we saw was a lot of negative action in the first half of June. And from that negative action, lows of 7.5. We have since rebounded heavily. But it's on a very different trajectory than the rest of the crypto market. XLM is just moving on its own here a little bit, and it's not following the trends like others. It's kind of making its own trend right now. So that's kind of making things a little difficult. And what makes things a little bit more difficult with this story is when we look at this price movement right here, we can't tie anything to it. So when we look at this, we start thinking about sustainability. NVIDIA, right? I brought NVIDIA up earlier. Hey, NVIDIA stock is going to stay high as long as AI keeps driving growth. There was a reason their stock price is going up. Here, there's no reason to it. Now, some of you are going to say, hey, USDC on Coinbase. Dude, this is so small. That trust me, that ain't doing nothing mechanically to put the price up for XLM. Volume on that? Girlfriend. Don't even think that that's pumping it. So the reality is this pump is just coming from somewhere else. Now, what I've been doing, though, is following volumes of the story, and I'm going to share this with you. This will also be linked in the description below. This is XLM trading pairs from its highest volume on the way down and what the volume increase or decrease is. And what we could see right now is that Coinbase, 13% of the volume from Coinbase here. Now, the volume is still fairly low when we compare it to other cryptos out there. In fact, so just the volume for Coinbase, 8.6 million in the last 24 hours. That's not that much, right? I mean, that's really not that much. Now, scroll on down a little and we see second one, Binance, Bitforex. Now, what's really interesting about this, and this is kind of why we have to start looking at these numbers and looking at these charts, is look at Bitforex size-wise. They're 158th ranked exchange. But they're the third one right now total for all XLM volume. So a super tiny exchange with a big volume for XLM. Scroll down even a little bit further. You see here on the left, 84, 142, 191, 166. So you've got some very Coin Tiger. I mean, like, it's crazy. It's a lot of these small Tidex, Dcoin. A lot of these little exchanges here are pumping some massive volume for XLM. So what we got to do now is we got to start researching why is this happening so we can further understand if this can keep going, what caused these smaller exchanges here to do it. And what's interesting to show here, these smaller exchanges right here, these are all pairings with USDT. Check that out, USDT. There's a Bitforex's USDC one, but the rest of these here are USDT. Up it is Korean won, obvious reasons. But something worthwhile to take a look at, all right, is these smaller exchanges here, Super EX, Bitrue, Felixo, all of these here. Small exchanges that we've never even heard of with some of their biggest volumes, period, coming from XLM. Now, the reason I bring up story, and is there a story tied to this latest move, is because if there isn't, you then have to ask yourselves, well, then what's going to keep this going? If monetary supply is super tight, and I've got the list of the exchanges in front of me, the majority of the exchanges that are pumping this are as tiny as could be, and it's USDT pairs. Oh, God, money printer go burr. Come on now, everyone. Is it sustainable? With NVIDIA, I get it, right? They've got some AI stuff. They know they're going to have future AI growth. They've got regulatory runway to go with. But with XLM, we still don't see that. So this latest pump here, I'm excited about it. Trust me, I am. Been doing more stories about it. I know you're excited about it because the views are up. But there's no news driving this, and that's what has me cautious, very cautious here. I'm not saying that it's not going to last, but if I was a betting man and we had prop bets on this, I would say that the reason this isn't going to last is because it's not tied to anything. If this was tied to something specific and we could derive growth factors from it, we could derive profitability, we could derive something from it, awesome. Otherwise, it's just these small exchanges out here, ranked 158th inside. CoinTiger, you heard of CoinTiger? Have you heard of Tidex, Dcoin? I mean, come on now. These are the ones that are pumping XLM. It just doesn't seem sustainable. So main thing is finding out why are these small exchanges pumping XLM. But either way, we're all excited because we're above the 10-cent mark. We just need to get above the 11, claw back from FTX time like almost every other crypto out there, make that our floor and start building on the way up.